Hey, fellow fanatics, welcome to a special edition of the Fanatically Real broadcast. Today on Saturday, here noon East Coast time, as we will be doing the New England Phoenix Draft Selection Show that's going to be happening here in about 20 seconds. Hey, fellow fanatics, happy Saturday to everybody. Noon here on the East Coast. I don't know what time that is for everybody else in the world. I think Chris is out there right now. I saw him waving an MJ. Chris, what time is it over across the pond right now? Addison's on with us as well. What's up, brother? How are you? Eric's on too. How is everybody? Welcome to the show. We're going to give it a little bit of time to make sure that we get everybody in here that has some stake in this draft selection show today. But while we're waiting for everybody to show up, hey, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media outlets. They're right down there at the bottom. Website, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube channel. We picked up quite a few people on the YouTube channel after this last week's show, so very much appreciate you all. Louis says, nice hat. This is why I had you come on, brother. If you all don't know, this is Chef Boire Louis' hat right here. Great gift from the man last year, so I appreciate it, brother. Chris says it's 5 p.m. over there. Damien says, let's go. Yeah. So, hey, I wanted to explain what happened with the video on Wednesday night and why you all had problems sharing it and couldn't find it immediately after the show on Facebook like you normally would. I inadvertently showed some personal identification information, identity information, PII, by clicking on one of the locations on the Google map while I was showing the breakdown of the regions. And we wanted to make sure that that did not go out for everybody to see. So Brandon, the video editor, grabbed it and pulled it down off of Facebook really quick, did some editing with it, had some issues with the editing of it, and we were able to get that back up yesterday, and it's over on YouTube as well. If you haven't got a chance to go over and watch that show, please do. I think I did put out an email about that, referencing it, and told everybody to make sure that they go over and watch it because there was a lot of good information put out on that broadcast. And it sucks that we had to take it down. Totally my fault for that, but we had a lot of good views. Probably the highest live viewed show we've had in our 6-year history of doing these shows. So it sucked to lose those stats like that. MJ says, hey to Chris. Kevin's on with us. 15 all in already. We got 16 on now. You're just here to creep on the competition. I figured you were. John is on with us as well. John said he rearranged his schedule just to be on here with us today. So John, I definitely appreciate that, brother. Hey, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little bit of a parade of teams. We did this when we were doing the defunct Dynasty draft selection shows because we were given a history of that defunct team. Don't really have histories like that per se, as we did when we did the defunct dynasties, but a little bit to say about each one of these teams that are in the New England region, maybe where they came from, how long they've been playing with us, some of the heavy hitters that's in this region. So we're going to show the logos up in the corner when you see the next draft selection board. We'll talk about them for a little bit, and then we'll get started on the draft selection show. Yeah, so I'm not on YouTube right now, Addison. I have not got a custom handle yet where I'm able to do my lives on YouTube, but we do take these videos and I record them at the same time, and then we do push them over on YouTube. So I need to get that 100 followers to be able to get the custom YouTube channel and to be able to do lives over there. And I think as of today, we're sitting at like 59, maybe 60. I'm not sure. Randy on with us as well. How are you, Randy? All right, so something you all don't know, or maybe some of you that do know that we're sitting on GroupMe with me today, knows that I use this really nice backdrop to do all of the the defunct Dynasty draft selection shows. And what I wanted to do is I wanted to theme those for each one of the regions today. Woke up this morning and found out that I never saved the file in its parts and layers for me to be able to make the really quick changes to it. So I had a little bit of work ahead of me today. I'm happy to say that I was able to get all 3 of them for the drafts today done. was able to get all of the banners created for the teams so we could cut them out and put them in the hat and pull them out today. And then what I'm going to end up having to do is clean off the logos from each one of the regions as we get ready to go to the next one in OBS. So I wanted you all to know that when you see that right there, and that is going to be the layout that you see today for the draft selection shows. They will be themed based on what region we are in. So what you're looking at right now is the New England Phoenix layout. We do have another one for the Appalachian, which will happen at 3 o'clock this afternoon, East Coast time, and then 6 o'clock this evening for the Great Lakes region as well. Also will be themed. So we hope you like that right there. So let's talk about this parade of teams. So I've got these done in alphabetical order. So no real rhyme or reason other than that. So we're going to start right off with the 1863 Ramblers. This is Chris Simpson. He is on with us right now. Chris is from, what should I say? Do I say Stoke-on-Trent? Do I say England? Do I say UK? What is the politically correct way to say this, Chris? Chris comes to us by way of him and I playing in another league together for a couple of years called the NCFF, which is ran by Ross Norris, who is also the co-commissioner for the QB54 Arm and Leg League. So Chris has been in the league with us for a couple of years. Not only is he playing in the redraft league this year, he's playing in a couple of dynasty leagues with us, and he is in the QB54 Arm and Leg League, even though he does not like playing with kickers. So Stoke, okay, so that's what we say. So he's from Stoke. And Chris, welcome back this year, man. The next one is the Assassins. This is a new team for us. I think John is on with us right now. I hope he's still out there. So John comes to us by way, and what I'm doing is I'm going through and making sure. So Damian Scott found him for us and brought him our way. What I've done this past season because of the growth that we've had and where people are coming from between all of the social media platforms and being recruited by other members and stuff like that. I've gone in on my Google contacts for each one of you and put notes so I remember later down the road where you came from. So John is a rookie with us this year. Love the logo though. He had a friend build that logo for him and it's super awesome. Really, really like that. Then we got Average Joe's. Even though Eric is a rookie with us in the redraft, he has already been part of the dynasty craziness that we've done this year. Eric, I think you're in 2 drafts with us. So Eric comes to us from Twitter. That's how he ended up finding us. And he has already done 2 of these draft selection shows with us from the dynasty side of the house. Where's the old logo gone and why the name change? I preferred John Fetty and coming soon. Oh, so of course, those were only there to be placeholders until we were able to get logos created for everybody. There are still a few teams that are out there on the standings page that do have coming soon. Even some of them do have their team names on there, though. I think there's only 1 team that does not have a team name, maybe 2 right now that don't have them. John says he thought about keeping it. Well, wait until you see one of the other logos that we're going to have later on today. It's kind of the Washington Football Club-esque type layout to it or look to it. So you guys will see that later on today if you watch all the way through these 3 shows. So John, welcome to the league this year. Next one is a returning member, Chris Allen, the Beantown Brawler. So Chris came to us as he was recruited from Randy McCarty. I think, Randy, I saw you pop up. I think you're still out there as well. Co-worker, I believe, Randy, if I'm right, for Chris. And he is back for, I believe this is his 2nd year. It's been, everything is like, how long have we been doing this together, all of us? I think, Randy, this might be your 3rd year, but this might be Chris's 2nd year. So Chris, welcome back again. The next one we have up is Chef Boar Louis. I am wearing his gear right now. This is Louis Cintron. Louis, I believe this is your 2nd year with us as well. You came in last year with Chris. And welcome back again. Next one also is another one of the members that Randy brought on for us, and this is Jonathan Broughton and Groot. Randy brought him on for us as well. Jonathan also playing in 1 or 2 dynasties with us, 2 dynasties and the Arm and Leg League with us this year. So, Jonathan, welcome back. Appreciate you. Maniacs, this is Matt Kroll, one of our other members from across the pond. He is stationed in Greece right now. Let's see, we found Matt through a connection with Randy. Randy played in one of Matt's leagues over on Yahoo, and then Randy suggested Matt come over and play with us. He's been with us for a couple of years now, and he was our general manager of the year last year and our New England Phoenix regional champion last year as well. So Matt, welcome back. The next one is Cody Tyler. Cody is coming to us. Well, let me see if I can say the team name first. I had a hard time. I had to actually go out on Google to figure out how to say this. It is the Mighty Maloran. Is that how you say that? That's the hammer that Thor carries around. Maloran. Somebody help me out with that. He came to us and found us on Facebook through FSA Messenger. He must have saw one of our posts go up. Brandon, our video editor, first engaged him, and we talked to Cody, and he came on board with us. The logo ended up being great. I just don't know how to say that daggone word. Mighty Majorlin? Somebody help me out with that. So, Cody, welcome. Next one is the man himself, Randy McCarty. Randy has been with us. Geez, Randy. I guess we probably found each other through NCFF as well, right? Randy's been with us. I think this is going to be your 4th year of playing. He is with us in the redraft league, of course, this year. I think we've got you in 2 of the dynasty leagues. Yeah, you're in Bravo and Delta. And then we also got you in the QB54 Arm and Leg League. So welcome back, brother. Appreciate you. Randy, a one-time regional manager of the year as well. We've also got another one of the people that Randy recruited for us back this year, and this is Kathy Roberts. Randy was nice enough to pay for her entry this year to make sure that she stayed in with us. Kathy was a force to be reckoned with last year. So if you're looking at this and you think, oh, Kathy's going to be a pushover or rollover, I promise you she is not. Although she is a New England Patriots fan, that is the only knock we really have against her. And then the Chris Betts, which is Chris Franklin. We've got Chris this year by way of Eric Talbot, brought him to us. Eric, you have to let me know how that happened, actually. How you and Chris know each other. I do know that Chris runs a blog called The Chris Betts. So we wanted to make sure that we used his logo and his team name on that to give him a little bit of publicity while he played with FSA this year. So Chris, welcome. Appreciate you. And lastly, what do you say? Rookie luck is what Kathy's out there. Hey, Kathy, how are you? Tell him it's not rookie luck. That's not what you're supposed to say. You are a force to be reckoned with. And it is true. You had a great year last year. And our last one in the New England region is the Werebears and Edward Wright. Edward was a world runner-up 2 years ago. Really, really great competitor as well. I actually think the year that he runnered up, he also took top scoring team of the year that year. So awesome. Really good team to play against as well. So that is our 12 teams that we will be doing the draft selection show for. What I want you all to see, in case you have not witnessed this before, here are all the banners for each one of those teams that I just mentioned. Some of them, the banners have not been created yet. You can kind of see who the rookie teams are and who the teams are that have been around for a while. However, if you do not have a banner right now, I promise you that a banner is coming. We just got to get the rest of the logos done. We got to get through these draft selection shows, and then we will start putting the banners together. But you all will have your logos over on the standings page. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to fold up each one of these teams in half and then half again. I'm going to throw them in the 25th anniversary Walter the Wizard hat. And then this is what we're going to shake up to be able to pull the teams out of. In case you have not seen this before, what we're going to do is we're going to shake up the hat and we're going to pull one team out of the hat to start off with. And we are going to roll what you see is the virtual or digital dice there on the screen on the right-hand side, which is a 12-sided dice. That die is going to tell us what spot we're going to put that team in to start off this whole draft selection show. After we put that team on the board, we roll what we call are the action dice, which are the screen that's there on the left-hand side, which are the 2 6-sided dice. We will roll that. The total of that dice will tell us what action we're going to do, and the action is there in that list right underneath my screen or my box. And if you have any questions about what each one of those are, ask while I'm folding. If not, you're going to catch on really, really quick, I promise. You do see in the number 2 where it says start over and lock team. So what happens is if we get snake eyes one time, everybody gets pulled off the board except for teams who might be locked because they've had a number 11 rolled and their spot got locked. After we did the Alpha Dynasty Draft Selection Show this year and we had 2 snake eyes, it was suggested to us by Brian Lewis out of the Great Lakes region that maybe we should change that. And after the snake eyes comes up once, then if it comes up again, it is going to lock a team just like it does if you do a number 11. We thought it was a great idea. We implemented it. We used that for the Bravo, Charlie, and Delta Dynasty drafts. However, it didn't end up playing out where it really messed up the board too bad in the Delta one as far as the second go-round goes, because we had the last team logo put up on the board with one more roll to go, because we will do that again today. Once the board is filled, we roll one more time to see what that's going to do to the board, and it just happened to be on that Delta Draft Selection Show that we rolled snake eyes on that one, and after 40 some minutes of putting people on the board, everything got pulled off like it never ever happened. That is out on Facebook and YouTube, is the Delta Draft Selection Show. I think it's Delta Dynasty or Dynasty Delta Draft Selection Show. Good comedy there. Fast forwarded to about the 45-minute mark. Watch from there. Our video editor, Brandon Gums, added a great old clip from a Bugs Bunny cartoon right after the snake eyes happened because I started swearing and he covered it all up with that. So pretty funny video to watch. All right, so let's see. Chris says he's great, glad to be here. MJ says welcome back to Kathy. Yeah, absolutely, Kathy, welcome back. Never feel comfortable in your position. Be ready for those snake eyes. Never feel comfortable anywhere in the position you're at. My favorite thing to do on this show, no lie, is when we get the D12s to change positions. I think that's awesome. Or the let's see, what is it? D12 into an open positions field. The number 6, which is swap teams positions, and number 9, swap teams positions. Those are my favorite because you could be sitting at 1 and then all of a sudden you're somewhere else, or sitting in 8 and all of a sudden you're 1. I like that one a lot. So, all right, let's shake the dickens out of this thing. Let's get our first team out and let's get this New England draft started. First team out of the hat is Beantown Brawlers and Chris Allen. So let's get Chris on the board with the roll of the D12. Chris, you are going to go into the number 5 spot. So let's get you turned on and let's get you moved over to the number 5 spot. That is not what I wanted to move. There we go. Also still not what I wanted to move. Hold on. There we go. Number 5, moving you over. All right, let's get you placed a little bit better there. Everybody can see that. All right, let's roll those action dice and see what happens on this early board. All right, we got a number 5. We're going to roll a D12 until a position is filled, but we have to pull a name or a team out of the hat first. A lot of Chris's in this one. I'll make sure that I'll call everybody by last name on here as well. All right, next one out of the hat is the Assassins and John Fetty. John, we're going to get you up on the board. Before I do that, let me make sure that I lock all of the rest of these teams so I don't have a problem of moving you all whenever it is time. So there is the Assassins right there. We are going to roll a D12 until a spot is opened up. John, we are going to put you in currently the number 2 spot. You are, that's going to be a pain in the butt today. You are currently in the number 2 spot. All right, let's roll some action dice. Got a number 6. It is swap teams positions with a 2d12. So what we do here is we add a second 12-sided dice, and we're going to roll that dice. And if one of those dice is a 2 or a 5, that team will swap and move into that other spot that is on the second dice. If we happen to roll a 2 and a 5 right now, the 2 teams that are currently on the board will swap. If a 2 or a 5 do not come up at all, we will just re-roll the action dice. And we have a 7 and a 12, which does not affect the board. So we are going to roll the action dice again. Action dice is 8. We're going to D12 until a spot is open. So we're going to shake the hat up and pull another one out. Brian, do you have a preferred draft position you like to start at? I will say after... There was like 3 or 4 years in a row where I ended up getting the #1 draft spot, and everybody thought everything that we were doing was rigged, even though we were used over those years 3 or 4 different methods of being able to do it. Over the last couple of years, I've had the last pick in the first round. I think, well, first off, we've never done Superflex before, right? We've never done tight end premium. We did the 4 Dynasty draft selection shows or drafts, and I'm in 2 of those. And I believe I was at the churn in 1, and I honestly couldn't tell you where I was at on the other one. I really don't ever care where I'm at because I just mock like crazy whenever I'm in the spot when I know what spot I'm in. And whenever I do that, I just kind of get a feel of who I'm going to get in those spots. So, you know, no, I really don't have a spot. Edward Wright, the Ware Bears. We're going to get you on the board, Edward. We got to reduce this back down to 1 12-sided dice and figure out where we're going to put you. You are going to go currently in the number 12 spot. Let's put you down there. You'll hear me say currently quite a bit as we're going through this show. All right, let's roll some action dice. That is a number 8, which means we're going to roll a D12 until a spot opens up. Yeah, Matt says, I remember that. Yeah, there was a couple, I think the first couple of years you played with us, Matt. I think the first 2 years maybe you played with us, I got the first pick. And then over the last couple of years, I've gotten the last pick. So, yeah, it's been crazy. I've never had a middle-of-the-road pick. Louie, getting ready to go on the board with a 12-sided dice. But we've got to roll this until a spot is open. So if we roll a 2, 5, or 12, we continue to roll until we put it in there. So Louie is going to go in the number 10 spot. Let's get him turned on and moved. Louie currently in the 10 spot. And let's roll some action dice. Yeah, you know, I can feel it. It's almost like you can feel it in the bones when the Snake Eyes is about to come, right? Snake Eyes going into play. I'm going to be last one to come out. And just before I do Snake Eyes, probably. I know you punted the hell out of the tight end position. Yeah, I really kind of blew it on that one, and did not help that everybody took tight ends in front of me too. Right after I mentioned that I had a whole bunch of tight ends but left on my list that I was okay with grabbing. Let's roll these action dice and see what happens. We get an 8, which is roll a D12 until a spot is filled. So let's pull another name out of the hat. All right, let's see who we get here. Next one out of the hat is the Chris Betts. Chris Franklin. Chris, you're about to go on the board. Let's figure out where you go. We got to roll the D12 until it's an open spot. 7 is currently open, so we are going to put you in the number 7 spot. All right, and we're going to roll some action dice. All right, we got a number. Ooh, that one took a long time to roll over. We got a number 5, which means we're going to roll a D12 until a spot is opened up. Pretty normal so far. Nothing real crazy. Nothing real crazy. Let's see who we got now. Kathy, getting ready to go on the board with a super fan. We're going to roll this D12 until we have an open spot. Number 11 is currently open, so super fan is going to go into the number 11 spot. I think this thing's just baiting me. You see how everything's going together real nice, like a puzzle. No real issues. Let's roll this dice and see what we get. Number 7, we're going to roll a D12 until a spot is opened up. So even if we roll a duplicate, we're going to continue rolling until we fill a spot. MJ says, I can almost hear you shaking that hat. I'm putting it pretty close to the microphone. I bet you can actually hear it. Jonathan, Groot, let's see where we're putting you. The number 4 spot. Again, nobody in that spot. I like that logo. We did a little bit of work to make sure that one happened. It turned out well. I'm glad. All right, let's roll some action dice. Anybody got a favorite logo from this region other than your own? You can't pick yours whenever I ask what's your favorite logo out of this region. Number 7, D12 until a spot is open. I'm feeling it. Yep. Damien says the calm before the storm. Yeah, no doubt. I'm feeling it too, man. All right. Next one we got out. Chris, we got you. Chris Simpson, we got you. 1863 Ramblers. Let's see what we've got for you. Jonathan says he likes the 4 spot. Don't get comfortable there, brother. So number 12 is already filled, so we've got to roll again. The number 4 is already filled, so we got to roll again. Number 3 is currently open. Chris Simpson, we are going to put you in the number 3 spot. What does everybody think about the board as well for today? Let me give you a quick glimpse since we're sitting here to kind of show you what the difference is going to look like for the next one. So here's the Appalachian one right here. So you can see the difference between the two. I just wanted to show that to you real quick. What do you all think about it? Now that I finally got it saved and I can do that easily for today's and tomorrow's. Let's roll some action dice. All right, number 8. Roll a D12 until a spot is open. Damien, I feel it. I'm feeling it. Randy says it's rigged. You know better than that. Maniacs, Matt Kroll. Let's see where we put you, brother. We're going to roll into a D12 or until a spot is open. Could take us a little bit. The board's starting to get filled. No, right away. No, nothing there in 8. Yeah, starting to get a little worried. Starting to get a little worried. Let's roll some action dice. Number 9, swap positions with the D12. Like I said, this is one of my favorite ones. So the ones that's already on the board right now, we're going to add a second 12-sided dice in there, and we're going to throw it. Board's pretty open right now. So we'll throw this. If one of the numbers of the teams comes up on the board, it will swap with that other number. If it happens to be a number that's filled with a team in an open position, that team still swaps into the open position. So we are swapping number 9 and number 11. So Kathy, you were in the number 11 spot. You are now moving up to the number 9 spot. Nobody else is in that position currently. Let's roll some action dice. Number 7, D12 until a spot opens up. We've got the 1, 6, and 11 left, and we've got 3 names left in the hat. And we've got Randy McCarty with the Rage, or should we say the Phoenix Rage this year. Randy, let's get us back down to 112, and we're going to roll. Probably a while before we get that 1, 6, or 11. Are you kidding me? Right into the 11 spot, right after we pull Kathy out of it. I'm starting to feel like, yeah, it's baiting me. It's like the computer is toying with my emotions right now. Let's get you put in the spot a little bit better there, Andy. All right, let's roll some action dice. Number 9, swap teams positions with 2D12. Board's pretty full right now. We should probably swapping 2 people right now. All right. The number 1 came up for both of them. There is nobody in the number 1 spot. Thank God that's Snake Eyes on that side and not on the 6 side. So let's roll the 6 side again. Let's roll some action dice. Number 8 means we're going to roll a D12 until a spot is open. We've got 2 teams left in the hat. We're going to have to roll for a while before we get that 1 or the 6 to show up probably. And it's going to be Eric Talbot, the Average Joes, that's going to go into one of those spots. So let's get 1 12-sided up there. Eric, we're going to be rolling for a while to get you into the 1 or the 6. And we'll just keep doing this until it happens. Ooh, the 1 rolled there for just a second. There it is again, number 1. You currently have the number 1 spot, Average Joes and Eric Talbot. So we have 1 spot remaining. If we roll one of those spots that say roll a D12 until a spot's open, of course, we only have 1 spot left. We'll pull that team out. We'll put them on the board. And then we will roll the dice one more time. 5 is roll a D12 until a spot opens. There's only 1 team left in the hat, and that is the mighty Mjolnir, M-Y, it's, even though it's a J, you're supposed to pronounce it Myolnir. So, I can't say it. Cody Tyler, your team. We are going to put you in the number 6 spot. And then we have one more roll. This has gone together pretty smooth so far. So what does everybody think? Yes, you can trade picks if you would like, Chris, if you can get anybody to trade with you. All right, y'all ready? Last roll. So the board is filled at the moment. Depending on what this roll does right here, could adjust a few things. It could come up with another 7, 8, or whatever and say that we're going to fill the board up or roll a d12, which means nothing will happen. We could get snake eyes. We could pull a team from a board. We could move teams up or down a position. We could get a 6 or a 9. That means we're going to swap 2 of them around. We could get a 12 and flip the whole board. And what that means is the average Joes would move from 1 to 12, and the werebears would move from 12 to 1. I say all of that. Let's see what happens. Oh, good Lord. Whew. So we got an 8 that says roll a d12 until a position is open. It's probably the smoothest draft we've ever done since we've gone to this system. As you see the board right now is how the New England region will be drafting 1 week from today. So in case you did not know, the New England region will draft at 10 o'clock East Coast time next Saturday. We have the drafts set up to go every 4 hours. That should be enough time for us to go through them all. I will be refereeing every single one of the drafts that I'm not involved in. I think my draft is at 10 o'clock on Sunday. So I will be refereeing all day. So yes, make sure you know when your draft times are. Since that took us a total of 32 minutes so far, I have plenty of time before we're going to start the next draft selection show, which will be the Appalachian region, if you want to come back and watch that. I will set the draft order on MFL, and you now know where you're drafting from next Saturday. Go ahead and start doing your mock drafting. Congratulations to Eric Talbot for getting the number 1 pick. And while we're here, how does everybody feel about the position that they're in right now? Thank you, Chris. I appreciate it. I'm glad you got the screenshot. That'll be very helpful later. No snake eyes so far. Kathy says that was easy. Jonathan says too easy. Yeah, it was too easy. Set myself up for later ones today since we're going to do another 2 today and 3 tomorrow. Oh, in case you all don't know, I think I put it out in the email, but in case I didn't, I think I did put it out on the show as well on Wednesday. For those that are involved in the QB54 Arm and Leg League, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give them their special spotlight for them because of the great sponsorship that we're getting out of them for this year. So during next week's broadcast on Wednesday night, we're going to do a draft selection show for the 2 regions that are making up the QB54 Arm and Leg League. There's 2 regions of 12 teams for that, which we're still trying to figure out what the split is going to be. We will do our normal show at the beginning, which will probably just be a recap of all the draft selection shows and a little bit of NFL news. And then we will go into the draft selection show for the QB54 Arm and Leg League. We are going to start next week's show at 8 o'clock. That way we can get all of the normal broadcast out of the way and then do the draft selection show starting at about 8:30ish. And then the following week on the 2nd of September, we are going to actually do the drafts for the QB54 Arm and Leg League live that Wednesday night. And I'm going to figure out a way to do a split screen just like you see here with the dice and have both of the drafts going at the exact same time. Should be quick on both of them if we can get them to go at the same time. Because you're only drafting 4 roster spots. It's only kickers and quarterbacks, and there's 12 teams per, so 48 picks should go fairly quick. So Eric's pretty happy with the number 1 spot. Jonathan says he's pretty good sitting in 4. Matt says he'll make it work sitting from the 8 spot. If you all don't know, Rick Roll is actually Matt Kroll. Confused some people probably. But yeah, awesome. Was a great show. I'm glad nothing went real crazy with it. Dan says this is cool. Dan, I appreciate it. I'm glad you like it. Yeah, Yeah, we'll be doing this again at 3 o'clock East Coast time for the Appalachian region, and then at 6 o'clock this evening for the Great Lakes region. If you just want to come in and watch the other regions, some of the people from outer regions are in here right now watching. If you just want to come back because Snake Eyes is entertaining as heck, and you want to see it if anything like the Dynasty Draft Selection or the Delta Draft Selection show happens again, come on back. If you want to see what happened in that Delta Dynasty Draft Selection show, go over to YouTube, watch it. Pretty funny. Like I said, fast forward to about the 45-minute mark, I think it is roughly. We got the last team on the board, and we roll, and Snake Eyes cleared the entire board like nothing ever happened. Yeah, so good entertainment. So we'll be back in 2.5 hours, and we will see you all then. Please make sure that you go out and follow us on all of our social media outlets that are down there at the bottom. We really appreciate it. If you're not already following us on YouTube, please go over and follow us on YouTube. We very much appreciate it. And we'll see you all back here in about 2.5 hours. You'll have a good Saturday until 3 o'clock, and I'll see you again.